After the lockdowns, globalists of darkness impose darkness. But is this the crisis? Anti-Genesis. The world is being driven into a pre-creative stage. On a planetary scale, a love of darkness, quote, and men loved darkness rather than light, end quote, as was written in the Old Testament, Genesis. On a planetary scale, a love of darkness, quote, and people loved the darkness rather than the light, end quote. After the desolation due to COVID-19, the world makers of darkness imposed darkness, quote, and men loved the darkness rather than the light, end quote. They are trying to establish on a planetary scale a love of darkness on the occasion of geopolitical changes, energy crisis, climate change. Darkness, sympathizes, darkness is love, a reversal. But this is the crisis, a reversible crisis. And this is the judgment that the light came unto the world, and men loved the darkness rather than the light, because their works were wicked, according to John 3. The light, of course, meaning our Lord Jesus Christ. After the generalized desolation under the guise of health imposed by absolute quarantine lockdown, martial law and home confinement, involuntary confinement of entire populations, we are heading into a phased period of darkness. The Dark Age came under the artificial guise of energy, abundant darkness, another spiritual deviation from the quote-unquote artificial paradises of damned poets to the artificial hells of damned politicians, as if some totally invisible center is deliberately creating conditions simulating the kingdom of darkness. In addition to the geopolitical games and economic competitions, there is also a broad affair on an intellectual level, which always creeps but now peaks. Because everyone who does evil hates the light and does not come to the light, so that his works will not be checked, according to John 3. It is not just a war of cultures, another shock of cultures between the West and Russia, but an existential struggle, quote, against the authorities, the powers, the world rulers of the darkness of this century, of this age, end quote. Now the ruler of this world, John chapter 12:31, imposes darkness, and darkness has become a planetary blackout that accompanies darkness on a spiritual and moral level. Quote, the births of darkness, St. Gregory of Nyssa, intensifies the confusion, he says. The geopolitical plan to subjugate the earth is far more diabolical. The globalist superpowers are accumulating the planet's energy reserves with wars and colonialist-type alliances, not only for their economic empire, but also to impose darkness on the world, invisible and unbuildable, and darkness over the abyss. The world is driven to a pre-creative stage. Romans 13:11-14 says, therefore we put away the works of darkness. The citizens captive of darkness, as written in the Song of the Wisdom of Solomon, of metaphysical and material darkness. Syria, Lebanon, Venezuela were only the beginning. Europe now follows. Quote, I am the darkness of the world, end quote, boasts the primordial substitute, the ridiculous caricature. That is the devil. From the abomination of desolation to the kingdom of darkness on earth, how long does the great polar night last? This is by Dipna News. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.